No, sir, I didn't get any logic.
It's a simple logic, right? You're using the for each loop. Use the modulus function. Like, if it is what it has been told, is it divisible by 10 or divisible by 8? It's simple, right? N divisible by 10 if it's double equal to 0, or n this modulus 8 double equal to 0, then print the sum like doing it here. Int sum equal to 0, equal to sum plus n. Let's this out. Let's check. See, it has 112, it has come. So it is 10 plus 34, 64. 64 plus 48 is 112. So is it clear, Tejashwani? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's a simple logic. Just find the remainder. If it is divisible, means if that particular number, if the remainder is 0 and if the remainder is 8, then it's equal to 0. So let's go with the next loop. Most of you, I know that you know, or sorry, an increment and a decrement, and you have to do increment and decrement operators. So let's do it here. Suppose a is equal to int a is equal to 1, int b is equal to 1. So, and
I got,
int
I
c.
got it, sir.
Okay, which one?
Increment and decrement.
Okay, so should I skip this?
Yeah.
Okay, and the increment and decrement operators with this plus plus and post plus plus and this. So you know the difference, right? A plus plus and plus plus a.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm skipping it. So uh, Anusha, Sandeep, and Avi, are you aware of this? So I'm skipping it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so
If everyone is okay, then you can skip it. If someone is having doubt, you can continue. No problem.
yeah, because most of them, like Monica, I think, Anushka and Tejashwani, they told me that to skip it. So I'm skipping it, and Sandeep is, I think, he's offline. So
Okay.
okay, let's do a program. Means not skip it. Let's do it. Means
Okay,
I'm
sir.
not getting them. So let's do it. A small program. So what happens? So C is plus plus A and B is something. Keep it B plus plus. This out. A, sorry, A plus B. See, let's run it. You can check that how it has come 2 2 2. Suppose A is 1. When I'm doing a C equal to plus plus A, this means Hello, hello.
ఏం చేస్తున్నావు నాన్న?
క్లాస్లో ఉన్న మమ్మీ నేను మళ్ళీ చేస్తా.
Okay, thanks for unmuting it. So it's like C equal to plus plus A means first it will increment the A, first increment A, and then assign the value to C. First it's incrementing. First it's incrementing the A, then it is assigning the value to C. So first A has become 2, and then it is and then assigning this value to C. So C is equal also to 2. Here it's first assigning the value to B and then increment B. So what it happens, first is assigning the value of B. So first value of B is 1. So D is equal to 1, and then it is incrementing the value of B, that is 2. So when I have printed A is 2, B is 2, C is 2, but D is equal to 1. So hope this is means you have understood what this particular increment and decrement operator.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go to, okay, one more thing I forgot to ask. Could you please tell me what is why this for each loop is more advantage than your general for loop? Could anyone tell me?
I think we need not write the
Yeah.
like condition, initialization condition, and then incrementing instead of doing all the thing. Just we can do.
Yeah, because suppose you have given an array, you are correct. You are given an array, then you have to write a condition to check all the means to transverse or iterate the array. You need to check the size of an array in a general for loop. But in for each loop, it's direct. You just assign the values, and you do not need to know the size, how much the big or how much the size of the array is. You do not have to think about it. But in general for loop, you need to write a condition that whether it's less than the size of the array or some other conditions. But in for each loop, you do not need to write that particular condition. Okay, so let's quickly go to the while loop and do while loop, and then we will go to the switch case options. While loop is also the fundamental loop in Java or any programming languages. Means it will execute a block of statement or a statement depending upon the expression or the control expression. Like whenever you write a while loop or a do while, first we go to the while loop. Suppose while some, then you put some condition, and it will repeat the particular block, means it will repeat this particular block until this condition is always true. So when this condition uh, is false, then only it will just terminate the loop and come out of the loop after doing the job. So it is this while loop will repeat a statement or a block of statement while it's controlling expression, this particular expression is true. Once false, it will come out of the loop. So write something like this: while loop something int n equal to 10. Okay, So while n is greater than 0, write it something called sysout Java, write it Java, and then I am in decrementing the n. So it will execute this particular block of statement until this particular condition becomes false. So let's check. See, it has printed. I think it will print. Let me check how many times.
10 times.
Yeah, it's correct, 10 times until this is false. So this is the and this is what I will say, that you can is a means almost similar to your for loop. Just you have only one condition statement here. Until it goes false, it will continue repeating the particular block. Now let's do a do while loop. Do while loop, and difference between while and do while loop is that in a do while, the statement or the block of statement will execute only will execute at least once, and even if the first condition is false. Like if it was something, if it was I've written something n is greater than 10, then it would not execute my loop in a while loop. You can check, nothing has been printed here. But if it was a do while loop, the syntax is similar to this. Suppose do while loop, it is do, you write the do here, and while n is greater than 10. So at least once this is going to print me, even if this condition is false. Even if my this condition is false, it will execute only once. This is the difference between do while. See, even if the condition is false here, first it will execute the block, then it will check, okay, whether this particular value is greater than 10 or not. But it will first execute and then check. So if the first time it is false, already it has executed at least once, so it will print the Java. And basically, except this, the whole functionality is like your what I will say, it's like your while loop. So have you any questions regarding this do while and while loop? Tejshwani, Anusha, Monica, Avi, any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay,
Please,
okay,
it's okay, sir. Yeah.
No,
okay,
sir.
okay, great. And now let's do this first. Break and continue, then I'm going to go to this particular switch case statement. Uh, let's take this example again. Five, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So in a break statement, what it will do, it will just stop the execution of a loop or any block that you have written, and it will just automatically terminate the loop and will come out if we use a break statement there. Break means you terminate the loop, you break from that particular point and just come out. So if I want to use something, only the first position of an even number. So the first index of an even number is 1. So that is 6. The first position only 6. So I need not have to look for all the means array indexes to find out the first index of an even number. So first I'm writing I'm using a for each loop only. You can write any loop or a while, it will be. So I'm writing it here. If this n even number equal to 0, then I'm writing it here. This is out your n means it will print me the 6, the first value in the index, this first even number. Then I'm writing it here, break. In this for loop, I'm writing it here, break. Let's execute this. So it will only print me. Sorry. Okay, so tell me why it didn't print anything here. Can anyone tell me what is the mistake here? Avi, Monica, anybody? Why it didn't print me anything here?
Probably it should be n divided by 2, not n percentile by 2.
No, it's n modulus 2, it's correct. The problem is
Okay.
here, see, first it
You
is
should
5.
say it should be printf. It should be ex, I guess.
Uh, no, no, it's correct. See the break statement where I've used outside this for loop, outside this, sorry, if loop. So what happens? The first index is 5. Okay, 5 modulus 2 is 1, so it's not equal to 0, and then it is breaking accordingly, right? So if I had used the break statement inside this if loop, so first it will come 5. It's not going to execute this because 5 modulus 2 is not equal, means is not equal to 0, so it won't execute this. Again the 6 will come, then it will execute, and then it is going to break. But when I was using here the break statement, instead when I was using this break statement here, so what happens, the 5 comes, it does not execute this, but it's executing this my break statement because it's not inside this if loop. So is it clear why this is not printing anything?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And okay, Avi, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the break statement should have been inside this. So let's check now. See, it has printed me 6 because when it is executing the first 5, it's not executing this block. My break statement is not going to get executed. Only when it comes to 6 modulus 2 double equal to 0, then only it's executing, and then it's breaking me. But when I'm using outside it, first it is not executing the block, but the break statement it was executing, and it was coming out of the loop. So what is a continue statement? Continue statement is, even means to continue this particular block, if you want to continue the particular block, then you use it's just the opposite of your break statement. It's just the opposite of your break statement. So let's do it. If I had written a continue statement here, something continue instead of the break, so it had also printed me, see, check, it will print me 6, 8, 10 because I'm not breaking it here. It's telling it to continue the loop. Now the thing is, I just do not want to print the even numbers. I want to print only the odd numbers. So I would write a continue here. and the continue should always be the when you are writing inside a block, the continue should always be the last statement. I cannot write anything here. See this out A, B, C. So what it does not allow me, because from this point it will continue and it won't execute the next blocks. Whenever I'm using this continue, let's check if it is correct or not. See, it is printing me 579. So whenever it find it, suppose it's coming 5, it won't execute this block. It is coming here, the 5 is printed. Now 6, when the 6 is coming here, it's saying, okay, 6 modulus of 2 is 0. That is true. So when I'm writing a continuous statement here, the block of statement after the if block or something, it's not going to execute it from this point itself. Again, it is asking the for loop to go to the next index. So even if inside a block, suppose inside, if I write a continuous statement here, is giving me an error, because the continue statement inside any block should be the last means statement or the last line with the continue. You can write something in above also, but after continue, suppose this is a block, if block, inside that block the continue should be the last statement. Suppose if I write it out, the block is the for loop, it should have been the continue statement at the last. And continue, whenever I'm using, it's just asking the compiler, okay, you continue the for loop, do not execute the below statements. So even if I have written outside this loop, so whenever this is continuing, whenever this even number is there, I'm just continuing from this particular block without executing the next statements. So the break and continue is, are you okay with it, the logic?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Avi, is there any confusion?
No. I'm good.
Okay. So this is done. Now let's go over the switch case statement. Uh, okay, break and this, what you have gone?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
What if I write the continue after system.out.println? Does it print the first odd number?
No, it will, what will happen? See, suppose you are writing it here, right?
Yeah.
What it will happen? First 5 it will come.
Yeah.
Okay, it won't execute this particular something. You have written a code here, some code is there already, it won't execute. It will first print the 5, then continue again 6. Okay, it will execute this, but also it will going to execute this particular statement.
Yeah.
Then it is asking a continue, so it will print you, see, let's check, it will print you all the elements, because something I'm not skipping it, right, in a if block or something.
Yeah.
But if you have written something else here and then continue, I haven't written anything in the else block. So again, it is continuing 579, because if block it is not going to execute, then it is coming to the else block, then it is going to continue. Because see, if you are writing a continue statement here, it does not have any meaning, because almost you are writing at the end of this particular for loop. So automatically it's going to continue. Even if you had not written the continue, automatically it would had iterate the next element.
I thought it would come out of the loop.
No, it won't come out. The break statement will come out of the loop, but continue will say to repeat the loop again until the means till the end of this particular means example array, ex array.
Yeah. Like if I write the continue inside the if block, Then
Okay.
it's going to the for loop, right?
Yeah, it is going to the for loop. It's executing the for loop. Means it's telling, okay, give me the next element. You continue with your next element.
Uh,
Wherever its continue is there, please continue with the, it will ask the for loop, please continue with your next element without executing the below blocks.
okay, it doesn't come to the system.out.println, then, right? If I write the continue
Uh,
block, does it come to the println statement?
no. If you write the continue block, see the continue. If you write, it will just ask the, means it will go to the compiler and asks, okay, you execute the next for loop. It doesn't require means any of the statements. Means it will not say, okay, you do not execute this statement or do not execute that statement. It won't say. But if you write something, the continue statement somewhere here, okay, instead of here. So it will tell, okay, you continue with your next loop and do not execute the below statements. If you write here, here also it tells the compiler, okay, you continue with your next element and do not bother about your about the what I will tell, the statements below the continue, but there are no statements below the continue, so it will just say, okay, you continue with your block.
Okay.
Something, whenever you have used continue, okay, the below statements, those are present in the continue, those will not get executed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose, but remember, in a block, if it is a e block or a for loop block, in a block the last statement would be continue. Under that statement you cannot write anything. So like if block I have written here, okay, and then this, I cannot write any other code below this. It will not let me to write any other code, like something, it won't let me to write any other code after this. This has to be written, this continue has to be written inside a block, and if you're writing, the last statement would be the continue, and it will tell, see, suppose there are more if blocks here. Suppose if it was something more if block, more if blocks if were there, then it would say, do not execute the below coding for the for loop. Hope, is it clear? It won't execute this particular block again, because whenever this is true, whenever 6 comes, this becomes true, then it will continue. Okay, it will continue means it will not execute this particular block, and it will continue with the for loop. Continue means to continue, and to break means to break. Is it
Okay,
clear,
sir.
or should I explain more? Tell me.
It's clear, sir.
Okay, okay. So let's go to the switch case loop. And I know that, tell me one thing, one problem. Um, why we use a do while loop? Means why this do while loop has come, and whenever we had some, what I will say, you had the while loop also. Why do while loop? Can you tell me anything?
So that at least one statement will be executed prior to the loop, I guess.
Yeah, it's correct, because the thing is, sometime when you code in Java, sometime it happens that the first time you need to execute the statement, at least once you need to execute the statement, then you check the condition whether I need to execute again or not. You will get situations in your Java. So that's correct, that at least once the loop should get executed. Okay, so let's do something called switch case statement. Okay, let's go to the switch case statement. Switch case statement, you can say, it's a Java's multi-way branch statement. Suppose instead of writing so many else if blocks, so many, I had something called, say suppose uh, there would have been multiple if. Let me check one program. Okay, if you have some multiple if and else if statements, it's a better alternative way to means instead of that large series of this if else statement, it's a better alternative for Java to use the switch case statement. There will be multiple something, what I will say, if means if or else if or something, this, like if I have written it something for int I, I'm doing with first is with if and else statement, then we'll check with the switch case, something called I plus plus. Okay, so if, let me make it a bigger. If I double equal to 1, then this out. Ah, this is first. Again, I'm writing else if I double equal to 2, this is second, or else if I double equal to 3, else this is third, this is fourth. Okay, so see, I've written and if else, this doesn't look nice, so it's not organized, or you can say the whenever, suppose if it is coming as a fourth, then it's going to execute all this statement. First it will check double equal to 1, no. So then again it is going to check double equal to 2, no. Then it's going to check double equal to 3, no. Then it is coming to the else block. So JVM is going to execute all the statement when it is 4. So it increases your time, means JVM's time. Maybe it's nanoseconds, but it's not a good programming to increase the JVM's time. So what, there is a better alternative way that Java has given, or any programming language has given, that is a switch case statement. So instead of this particular block, instead of JVM, when it is suppose 4, instead of JVM, or if it is 3 also, then it is going to execute 1 2 3 statement. So I want, first it checks and then it goes to that particular block, so it will take JVM's less time to execute the blocks. I do not want, suppose, why should I want, when it is 4, why should I want this to be checked, or why should I want this to be checked? So they have provided the switch case statement. So instead of this, instead of this, I'm writing a switch case statement. Switch. Okay. Switch I, and then I'm writing a case. This is the syntax. Case is when it is 1, okay, it's system. This is first. So you can check here, it is better readability than what I have written here. So any programmer just seeing this particular case 1, 2, 3, 4, this particular case, it's just checking whether it is case 1, it is matching with the case 1, it is case 2, case 3, and case means or the default value. Okay, it's like a default value is just the means uh, whatever this is. Okay, whatever you have particular this, then it's going to print you, and then it's going to be getting means getting out of it. Suppose tell me, let me not do it something for each loop here. Let me do just I is equal to 3. int i int I equal to 3. Tell me what it will print. There is a mistake. There is a mistake in this program. I have done it. Tell me what it's going to print you.
This is the third, I guess.
Okay, this is a third. And whenever I do I is equal to 1,
Yeah, this is first.
let's check. There is a mistake in this code.
Isn't it?
See, there is a mistake in this code. I told you. What it will do, what it will do, first it will go to the case. Suppose if I had done it 2, printed all the statements.
I think a break statement.
Yeah, that's correct. So what I will do, this when it is 2, suppose you are checking here, first is 1, it goes to the case 1, it prints it, but believe me, it's going to execute all the statements without checking what is the value is there. It won't check the case 2, 3, or whether it's default. So when it is case 2, it will first jump to the case 2. It won't execute the case 1. It will jump to the case 2. It will print here, this is second, but it won't check whether it's the 3 or there is a default value. It will just print the third and the fourth also. So instead of this, what we need to do, whenever it comes to 2, we need to just come out of the loop. To come out of the loop, we need to write a break statement. And default, no need to write the break statement as a default because this is the last statement. Okay, so automatically if does not match anything, then it will come to the default. So let's check with this break statement. See, it has only printed this is second. So when case I is equal to 2, it goes to the switch, that is okay, it's 2, then it goes to the case, it prints second, and it comes out of the loop break statement. But if I had not given this break statement, it's not going to check whether it's 3 or default, it's going to print me the below statements. So always in the switch case statement, after when your block of code in a particular case is finished, always use a break statement. So let's do only one, this one. This is first. So when it will not match with any of these cases, it will go to this particular, suppose it's 6, it will go to the default and it will print this is 4th when it is not matching with any of these cases. See, this is 4th. So Tejashwani, Avi, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
It is clear.
Okay, so so this is the break statement what we have used, and something. Okay, so it's over with our work. So I would give you another program, means the switch case statement. Okay, the case statement will be, suppose you have something called integer ex equal, this is an array equal to 1, number of the months, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. Okay, this is the value. Okay, so you write a switch case statement. If it is 1, let me go here. Okay, this array. Okay, or suppose this is particular this using a for loop also. So the switch case will be, when it will be 1, it will print me Jan. When it is 2, when it will come as 2, it will print me Fev. So you have understood. 3 is Mar. So 4 is April. So what you will do, you use a for each loop for this particular thing. You use a for each loop and write a switch and case statements inside that for each loop. So every time when it will come to 1, it will print automatically Jan. Then again in the for each loop, this 2 will come. Then it will be Feb. Again the for each loop, when 3 will come, it will print March. Use a switch case statement. Have you understood the assignment that I'm giving you? Avi, Monica,
Yes, sir.
and I think Anusha. Anusha, sorry, I forgot you. Have you understood what I was teaching? Hello? Anusha, you can unmute yourself. And so you need to unmute if you. Okay. Anyways, what I'm saying. So have you understood the problem what I've given? It will be an array which will contain 1 to 12. Then you need to transverse each element or iterate through each element using a for each loop. Okay, and then use inside this for each loop, use a switch case statement. Like if it is for each loop you are using n, then switch it like this n. Then case 1 should be your printing, should be your Jan. Then case 2 will be your Fev. Then use a break statement also. Then March. Then this. Have you understood, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Assignment.
Yes, sir.
Tanuman,
and
sorry
Avi?
to interrupt you. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Abhi and Anusha, please unmute. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, please be responsive in the session.
Yes.
Don't go to mute. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Anusha, are you there? Still, I'm not able to hear you. Hello.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, please be responsive in the session so that it would be helpful for you, and even a
Okay.
trainer will feel satisfied. Okay. Yeah, please be responsive in the class. Don't go to mute any one of you. Yeah, Tanvan, you can go ahead. Tanvan, you can go ahead now. అబ్బో ఈమె ఆ వైర్ అట్లా లేపకూడదు ఆంటీ, అది నెట్ పోతుంది, అది తెల్లది లేపకూడదు. చూడు నెట్ బాయ్ పోయి చెక్ చేయాలి. అది అసలు లేపాకండి ఎప్పుడు ఆ వైర్ని. సరే సరే సరే, ఒకవేళ లేపాలనుకుంటే మమ్మల్ని వెలుగు సరేనా.
అసలు ఇదే పడుతున్నా
అప్పుడే రాదు, టైం పడుతుంది ఇప్పుడైతే కరెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి. నోప్ 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 వస్తా అంటారా? అబ్బా ఏమో ఒకటి ఏమొకటి తిక్కలే. I think reconnected, connecting and connected. మరి నేను కదా ప్రెసెంటర్.